Tracy Repchuk here, and welcome to this episode of the Be Connected Get To series. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Facebook chats. And how do you do that? There's a very specific dance that you do. It's kind of the direct message dance, right? I'm going to take you through that step by step so that you can approach each person and never get anyone angry that you have approached them. See it in the episode.
Now, so we've got your Facebook, right? Those are groups that you are already a part of. If you're on Facebook and you're not a part of any groups, create a group, okay? Create a group. And I'll show you an example of creating a group. I just created one, and you can do the exact same thing. Okay. So here, Facebook chat and direct messaging, okay? This is probably, other than your phone and hitting people in text and sending out emails by, so if you're on Gmail or whatever email system you use, start to go through every single person that has sent you an email in your inbox recently, and if appropriate, send them a reply or send them a follow-up or send them something that starts to touch point on this and what you're up to, okay? And then this type of thing on Facebook chat. So on the right side of your Facebook is a whole messaging bar of people that have either messaged you or are online right now. This is where you can really start to punch a line in on getting people interested who have no, this better if they know who you are, but if they don't, this is a way to do that, okay? So let me show you. I'm going to show a little example between me and Kate in a second, but I want to show you what does the format of that look like, okay? And by format, when you're doing a direct messaging, you're not doing a dump of the solution. You're actually doing a very tiny touch. This is one I had like 10 minutes before I got on the call. So I said, hey, I'm about to go to a training. That's this one right now. But I am doing a training on the opportunity I want you in on Friday at 3 p.m. What time is that in Australia? Hoping you can make it. If yes, I'll put link here. He says, that's about 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. And I'm like, great, here's the link, right? And then actually I go a little bit further and I probably say, talk a little bit more. But this is an example of an exact conversation. So you're really just touch pointing. But this is a person that I know, and that's why this conversation went this way. So first, you're going to start to go through these chat bar here and look for people you know. Then you can go and start to play the game of, I don't know this person, but I do want to present a touch point to them. And I'm going to show you exactly what that touch point looks like, okay? So it starts off like this, and this is the ranking. And you're going to see what this ranking means in 1 second. You're welcome, Sonia. Step one, before you go out and do this, you want to think about, okay, so my goal is to sell the opportunity, okay? Let's say it is. And the bottom line is that means I'm going to be helping somebody with this opportunity. So let's put this out here. Then you're going to come all the way back. And now you're going to say, what would a thread look like? What would a chat look like if I wanted to lead somebody to this opportunity? So what I've done here is I've come up with some very common problems that this solves that you can start to reach out on your Facebook chat with, all right? So it looks like this. Let's say, who's on here? Let's say I said, Nancy, do you need more clients, right? But what am I gonna do here though? I'm gonna be real smart. And this is where you got to know that person. You would say that to somebody who's looking for clients, right? Maybe I would say, Nancy, do you need more singing prospects? Something like that, right? You got to know and pick these people. And maybe then you take the next one, you say, Dana, do you want some extra income? Now, I'm giving you these in very basic form. Are you a coach that wants more exposure? Would you like to make passive income? Are you looking for more freedom? These are all things that this system satisfies. When you're approaching somebody, you have to think, how do you normally talk to them? And what are they looking for? So let's say, okay, let's say I would, and I wouldn't really go, do you want extra income? It's a little robotic, right? These are here as triggers for you. So you would say something like, Richard, are you looking for, more freedom, right? And he may even come back and say, what do you mean? And then I would go back and I'd say, kind of financial, something that's easier way to make a living. And he might come back and say, no, I'm good. I'm happy with what I'm doing. Or he might come back and say, I'd love an easier way to make a living, right? This is what I'm talking about. This is a back and forth game. Now, here's the cool part about this. This, what I call dance, right? It could have taken weeks to occur. Because everyone's on social media right now, we're all in lockdown, it can also happen in minutes. That happened in minutes, the entire conversation, and he's in Australia, right? And so it can happen really rapidly right now. So, but I want you to not be robotic, and I want you to select these based on the people that you know. So I'm just kind of going down the list here. Okay, let's go. I'm just picking up some people, and let's say Donna, right? I'd say Donna. Would you like? Have you ever thought about wanting to make some passive income, right? Again, I'm phrasing it like I would ask her if she was in front of me. And then she says, man, who doesn't want passive income, right? And this is why this is a little bit of a all-encompassing one. You just want to vary the way you say it to the way that you normally talk to somebody, right? And let's say, let's see, and again, you can play with these, right? I could say, Lisa, would it be helpful if you had more patience for your practice? Because I know what she does. And that's the whole point of this. You're going to select people you know what they do, right? And then let's say she says, man, of course, I would love more patience right now. It's crazy. We've had the lockdown. We're having a hard time ramping back up. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does this matter to you? And let's say let's say somebody says, I'm fine. And let's say up to, they say 10. Oh my God, this is super important, right? So here's where this scale comes in. If they say 1 to 8, then you just say, well, that's cool. Great. Well, I'll catch up with you later. Okay. Have a great week. I'll catch up with you later. If they answer anything 8 or less, you're actually not going to pursue this. You're going to make them come back to you. Okay. We want people that are super ready to make a change in their life. And so just be real pleasant, say, awesome. Have a great rest of your week. I look forward to catching up later, right? Whatever. And let's say they say 9 to 10, this is where you're like, oh, great. Well, you know what? I'm in an amazing community that can help with that. Would you like to know more? Now, notice I've generically said to you, this is a generic script for you. So now you would say, I'm in an amazing community that can help you get more patients, that can help you get more clients, that can help you obtain, passive income, that can help you get more exposure for yourself as a speaker. You would actually say that, Okay, instead of keeping it generic with that, you would pinpoint the exact thing that you're discussing, and then you would say, would you like to know more? And you wait, right, for them to come back. Okay, and then boom, and then you can say either, let's say they come back and they say, I'd like to know more. Yeah. And then you can say, okay, well, I have a 30-minute training that gives the how. Would you like to watch that? Now, in my case, right, I can send them to a training that I'm building right now. In your case, we're still at Simpletown, and that's okay. You're going to say, well, awesome. Let's jump on a Zoom chat, or let's jump on the phone. When's a good time for you? And then you're going to start to get them on the phone. Once you get them on the phone, then you're going to start to open up a little bit now about what this is, why it will benefit them, and what's involved. Okay, so that's where it kind of goes, and then boom, the end result is the selling of the package and program. Again, guys, at $299, this is not an effort-based sale. This is low, easy. If you have to push or whatever, if they have questions and they're like, I don't get it, but it sounds interesting, but I just don't get it, then just send them to one of my chats, send them to a BK overview call, send them somewhere to get more answers if you can't answer it. Because if they're still kind of interested and they're just confused, you can take them over the edge. I had a bunch of people that were confused, and I actually had a bunch of people that were confused after they went to the overview call even, right? The one that BK is doing. That's where I took things into my own hands, and I said, I'm going to have to learn this like the back of my hand, and I'm going to have to start to do presentations of my own to close them, simply because I started to understand what people were looking for. So that's just the steps that I took, and of course you get to benefit from, because you're part of my team. But this is the little progression, and so what's the next one? Yeah, let's get out of here then. And I want to, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go to Facebook, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right. It would help if I didn't have 75 windows open. I know. Okay. So here, right? Here's the thread that I literally just finished before I got on the call. And there's the link I gave him, and then a little more chat, and I even made him more excited. And then he said, okay, cool, I'm intrigued, show me the money, honey, right? And I said, right on, baby, I will. Okay, so I got very playful at the end of this little conversation, because why not, right? There's nothing serious about what we're doing. Alrighty, so let me do a sample here, and then Kate, I'm assuming you're on. Okay, you can use it. Okay, alrighty. So let's say I know Kate, right? And so I'm going to start out real simple, right? We're not going to shove nothing down anyone's throat, and you're going to simply start with. You can start with a question, right? If we go back here, let me get your little question options. You can start with one of these. But let's say right now, let's say I poked at the passive income. I know for a fact she would love to have some income coming in the door, that involves, her not constantly working 24/7. So I can go that, or I can simply say, I can go back to round one and say, notice I'm saying, hey, Kate, always use their name so it doesn't look robotic. Hey, Kate, how are you doing? If that's the message you want to send to every single person in your chat, go right ahead. You will never, ever get offensive or annoyed people if that's something that you're about to send to somebody. Now, here's the awesome part. Did you see how it triggered and moved and told me she had read that, right? So at this point, okay, they've read it and they're not responding. I'm not going to pursue anymore. Or they've read it and you see the little thing going on. Great. Okay, so hey, Tracy, all good. I would then say something like, you know, um, are you still able to make an income during this time, or did it pretty much shut down, right? Again, this is still not even talking about anything. I'm just getting a little data on what's happening in her life, right? This is what we want to do. So this was actually even an undercut, just saying, hey, Kate, how are you doing? To the whole approaching to sell or with the intention of selling. Because I could have a whole conversation with somebody like this and the selling part never comes up. Depending on what she says here. What if she says to me here, well, actually, due to COVID-19, my mom passed away, right? You think I'm going to continue that conversation? No, right? This is why that one is even a safer undercut for you. So I'm shut down and working on a new back burner company. Oh, okay, so that's cool. I have a great passive. I'm going to hit her button. Passive income opportunity I'm working with as well. Okay. Are you looking for anything that would be passive right now? She might say, no, I'm good. What I'm working on has me totally focused. Or she might say, hell yes, right? So this is just about understanding what people are coming back and staying real in the conversation. Yeah, we've got this back level intention of what we'd like to approach with, but it is also based on what they say to us. Again, when I played with Ken here and started to drop information about the opportunity, he might have said, no, I'm so overwhelmed right now with what I'm working on, I couldn't even think of anything else. Well, great. Okay. So yeah, that would help a lot. Well, awesome. And so let's go back to the little thing here. So I could say then, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much, and again, I'm not gonna, and let's go back here. And you can actually skip this step if they totally are, you can see they're actually excited already. Yes, that would help a lot. Okay. So let's go back here for 1 second. That says to me, that would help a lot, says this is actually really super important to me. I've been able to bypass that question simply based on her response. If she'd have said something quite casual, like, that's interesting, okay, then I would have come back with, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is passive income to you right now, right? And then put the 1, I'm blah, blah, okay? So I'm going to bypass that. Simply her response said to me she's actually super excited. Then I will take something like this, and I will go back out and I will say, awesome. Okay. Well, I am in an amazing community that can help you create. Remember, we're not using the with that. That's just help you create passive income, period. Would you like to know more? And she could come back with, nah, you know what, it just seems like something else to put on my plate. At that point, I would say, totally fine. Great catching up with you. Thanks, and have a great week. And I am, check back in with you soon, right? That way, who's pissed off, right? That we tried to come at them with a sale. Nobody is pissed off yet, right? And so I think this is the back off that people have, is they're afraid someone's going to get angry and say, who the hell are you? This is why we're going to do it this way. We're going to approach first the people we know, and then we're going to do the dance. Okay, so awesome. I'm in it, blah, blah. Yes. Okay, so then what's my next step? Oh. my next step is, well, and notice I'm not saying I have a 30-minute training. Here it is. I am making her build interest, build desire, keep communication in, build the know, like, and trust. I'm not just shoving something down her throat as fast as I can and bolting to the next person. I can devote tons of time to this person who is interested because I only need 2 people. So I'm not going to drop my attention on this one person to jump to the next one. Now, here's the smarter move, right? Is this right here. If you have somebody interested, this is what I would say. Based on where we are, if this was a true conversation, and again, why do I go to bulk training? Why do I say, would you like to, go to one of my trainings on Friday, and things like that? It's because of a time factor for me, right? I'm slotted, from 8 a.m. right now until 11 p.m. I am so busy. And so right now what I'm doing here, but you probably don't have that schedule perhaps. And so you can say to somebody what I would say right here. Would you like to jump on a call and I can tell you about it? Is now okay? Okay. So it'll look like that. And so let's say she says, oh man, I'm super busy. I'm just getting dinner for the kids. But she'll probably say, if she was going to say that, she would probably say, but I can meet tomorrow. Is that okay? Right? But we can have a call tomorrow. Is that okay? And that's where then you will play. And so she, in this case, gives a thumbs up. Super. So then I would say, what's your number? Right? What's your phone number? And obviously she's agreed to a conversation, so she's going to plunk her phone number. Now, if you really know them, maybe they're already in there and you're like, that's another way. So you can text and you can go this approach on the exact same person. It depends on where they are and what they're, you don't have to put your number if you don't want Kate to have it there. So she puts her number and then boom, I'm on the flipping phone. We're going to sale number 1, right? Because once you have somebody on the phone, why wouldn't anybody buy BK? There's just no reason to say no. You get all of the coaching. And again, I just have to say the word coaching for $299 for life. All you got to do is sell 2 more people and we're going to help you do that, right? We're going to show you how to do that. Because you're part of my team, they're not going to be left on their own to die and rot. They're coming all under the umbrella, right? And so they'll be attending my trainings. You'll get confident enough perhaps one day and do your own trainings, whatever works for your lifestyle. I had to assume this role simply because I'm so at the beginning of all of this that there's, leaders have to step up and assume a role of some sort. So, but if you never want to step up and assume a role of being a team leader, you've got me. Okay. So you don't have to spend your time sending out emails, monitoring who's got this, blah, 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 whatever, right? You've got me. So this is the great part about where you all are right now. Okay, cool. And there's an example, and that's a normal outcome, right? The only other thing that would have happened there, I think she would have said is, I'm super busy right now, about to jump on a call, about to do this, la la, putting the kids to bed, it's dinner time, no problem. Let's schedule a call for tomorrow. What's good for you? Okay, lock the call in.